Recognize the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee, for her 5 minutes of questioning.
As a mother, I would like to begin by offering my sincere condolences to Ms. Dunn and Ms. Nobles for the devastating losses that they and their families have experienced. No amount of sympathy and thank yous can compensate for the loss. No one should ever have to experience the loss of a child. So please know that we are committed to making our community safer and combating the heinousness of drug trafficking and other violence that comes for those that should not be in this country and should not take advantage of the innocent people who are here, which includes your children. Mr. Chairman, the stories of Ms. Dunn and Ms. Nobles are gut-wrenching. They are clearly, for any of us, we cannot stand in their shoes, no matter how much we try to empathize, try to seem like we are standing in their shoes, try to use language that would create hysteria to seem like we have the same pain. No one can express the pain that a parent that has lost a child can feel. It is gut-wrenching. But you brought them here, unfortunately, where our solutions may not be the solutions that they seek. Under the false pretense that impeaching Secretary Mayorkas would be in any way prevent what happened to their children from happening to someone else's. It wouldn't, and I think you know that. What is worse is that the Republicans on this committee are not leveling with Americans about the actions that they have taken or not taken to secure the border and combat drug trafficking. The truth is, at every opportunity, Republicans at the federal and state level have pursued politics over policy and obstructed efforts to improve conditions at the border. We need more resources. We need more skilled personnel. We need more ways to keep bad guys out of here to ensure the protection of the innocent, precious children of these two mothers. In Washington, all but 9 of my Republican colleagues voted against the FY 2023 omnibus, which provided much-needed increases on Customs Border Protection funding to increase personnel along the border and improve fentanyl detection. Republicans have refused to act on the president's supplement request, sitting right here, waiting for us to act, which would provide additional resources, not only for CBP, but also for communities receiving migrants. And instead of considering policies to improve security along the border or prevent drug trafficking and treat fentanyl addiction, we're willing, or sitting here today, at a futile impeachment proceeding. We need to give hope to these parents. We need to give love that shows action. So let me quickly ask Professor Pearlstein. Republicans have argued that the secretary should be impeached for failing to secure the border, yet most of them have voted against funding for border security that the administration requested. If Republicans really wanted to secure the border, is it more effective to provide the funding that the administration has requested or to impeach the secretary? Let me add this question as well, if you can incorporate both of these. As I noted, the governor of Texas has blocked Border Patrol from entering areas along the U.S.-Mexico border. If Republicans really wanted Border Patrol to improve enforcement along the southwest border, does it make sense to exclude Border Patrol from areas surrounding the border? In fact, we lost a mother and 2 children just recently. Do you believe a state can do that under the Constitution? Thank you, Doctor. This question is for you.
Thank you, Representative Jackson Lee. I can't speak to policy effectiveness. It is certainly within Congress's power today, and the Republican side as well as the Democratic side, to vote appropriations that would actually support programs for fentanyl addiction and programs that would support families who've lost loved ones to any of these. I can't speak to the details of what's happening on the border today, but the general rule of the Constitution is federal law under the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. State efforts to interfere with federal efforts to enforce border laws are unconstitutional.
Let me just quickly say, Mr. Chairman, this impeachment proceeding is not going where we want it to go. We want to help these parents. We want to cry out for them, but we want to give them solutions. We want to focus on a border security mission with the resources that Congress has afforded the department and within the confines of the law. My Republican colleagues would rather deprive DHS of the reasonableness and resources it needs to carry out its border security mission so that it can attack the Secretary, who himself I've seen show great remorse for the losses of individuals. Impeaching him, is that the answer to saving our children? I would hope that we would come together, stand together, to be outraged over the loss of anyone's precious, precious child, and stand united as the American people to fight against this dastardly act of drugs and viciousness at the border and make our borders safe for Americans and as well as those who come to this country for the right reasons. All of them are our neighbors who live in the southern part of the United States. They are our neighbors, and we should try to find a way, but we should not ignore the pain of these parents. We can do both, and we do not have to make a mockery of impeachment. We can work with the Department of Homeland Security and our Secretary of Homeland Security and this president who cares.